Welcome. You're listening to The Radke Show with David and Melissa Radke.
Hello, welcome back to another episode of The Radke Show.
Every day we have the rundown of the show, what would you call it? The call sheet, like that kind of thing. Uh-huh. And every day, if I open the show, you will on that particular day decide you're going to open it. If it's you that's supposed to open the show, you will wake up and decide, I shall say nothing until spoken to. I'm never going to understand that with you.
Okay, we have our call sheet on a giant dry erase board.
You don't tell our secrets.
That has been moved, so I can't see the first 10 minutes of the show because you put it behind the light.
You don't need to. Okay, so, you just sit there and look.
So was I supposed to be introducing, or I wasn't?
You were not. You know, that's where it says MEL real big.
Well, hang on.
But hey, you don't need to, baby. You can just sit there and look like the stud that you are. I want to go back a little bit. David, give me some go back music. I thought you're going to at least start singing some Kenny G. Okay, y'all. I believe the year David would know better. Can you please stop?
I can't stop once I get going.
I believe the year was probably about 2001, and I'm going to tell y'all a story that I don't know, honestly, that I have ever told on social media at all, much less on this rave review podcast that we've got going on here. I'm going to share a story with you guys about when David and I were first married. And I wouldn't say it was first married. I would say it was in the first 10 years, but it was like 2000, 2001, maybe something like that. We lived in Nashville, and the Summer Olympics had been in Atlanta. And
oh, that's not the Olympics.
No, it's not. I think you're just calling in Rocky.
That's Rocky.
And we found out that the Atlanta Olympics, when it came to whitewater rafting, had been held just down the street from us at the Ocoee River. And that for us to get to the Ocoee River was really only about 2.5 hours. And so David, now this was after the Olympics had already happened, but that was kind of the first time it had been.
Just to clarify, because I know that might have confused people. We were not in the Olympics.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure everything they're getting confused about right now, you and I participating in the Olympics was what threw them.
Okay, so.
Although Melissa can do a mean synchronized swim.
Y'all should see me dance with that ribbon. Anyway, we found out that the Ocoee was just down the road from us. So I had this idea. David was going to be off on a Friday night, and I was going to take him to the Ocoee River. So I contacted what they call an outfitter. And I said, do y'all have camping there? And they said, of course we have camping here. What are we, crazy? So I said, I would like to book a reserve a spot for camping. And then the next morning, that Saturday morning, we're gonna float the Ocoee. We're gonna do whitewater rafting on the Ocoee. They said, that's a great idea. We've never heard anything better. And so I packed everything up for us to spend the night outside in a tent, go camping. What do you have to say about that? You were excited? No?
I was very excited.
Well, because
you weren't a big camper.
No.
You weren't a big camper.
It wasn't like anything that I would normally do at all.
So it was very nice that you had done that.
Yeah.
I grew up camping. I liked camping. I thought it was very nice. You were wanting to, do something.
Please, my man.
Yes, it was very.
So when you got off work that day and you came home, we got home about 5:30. I opened up the back of the car. Remember, we drove that little GMC Jimmy. I opened up the back, and therein lay 2 sleeping bags, a camp, a tent. What do you call the things that people sleep in? A tent? Waters. All the things that you would need.
Air mattress.
Skillet, an air mattress, and a box fan. And we were ready to go.
I was a little disappointed you had not put in 2 turntables and a microphone.
That's right.
But other than that, you had it all.
So we take off, and I'm telling him on the way there, I'm like, we are headed to where they filmed the Olympics, the whitewater rafting. We're going to the Ocoee.
Just again, for clarification, the Olympics are a real sport. I mean, a collection of sports.
Yeah.
It's not a movie that is to be filmed as the way you just presented it.
Right. I don't know why he's telling y'all that unless many of you are not Americans.
You just said where the Olympics were filmed.
They were. Anyway.
It made it sound like they were hosted. It made it sound like it was all fake. It was like the moon landing or something.
David, you're going to bring up some sore spots. I believe the moon landing's real. He's got feelings.
No, I don't.
I'm teasing. He doesn't. Anyway, on the way down there, I said, not only are we going camping, but I want to let you know that we will also be floating the Ocoee. And he was like, you're going whitewater rafting? I said, yes, I'm going to go whitewater rafting because I love you and I want to make you happy. So y'all, I need to let David probably tell you the next part. We pull up. I don't know that this was when they had Garmin's even yet. We were probably just following a map.
No, well,
You think they had a Garmin yet?
I feel like we would have had a Garmin by then.
I need you to tell them because we pull up at 8:30 at night.
It is right at dusk. Like, I mean, we know we're pulling in and we're going to have to set up in the dark,
Mhm.
but we can still sort of see. So we pull in and we see the outfitters on one side of the road and they said, yeah, it's just right across the street. We looked to the other side.
Actually, what they said was, it's right across the street. Y'all better hurry and get over there. We're shutting this whole thing down in about 3 minutes.
So we saw a little driveway and thought, well, that can't be it, but that's the only thing over here. So we pulled back there and it was a field.
Boy, was it.
The grass was about waist high.
Mhm.
There was no one in the field save one abandoned school bus.
So okay, listen, an abandoned school bus
With someone
with
pacing.
in it. Someone in it. There was a shadow going back and forth. We hightailed
We
it
didn't know
out
if
of
they're
there.
coming or they going.
Hightail it out of there. We go back over to the outfitters. We've got about 30 seconds left on their clock. And we said, I'm sorry. The only place we can find is across the street. It's like waist high grass. And before I could even finish, he went like this. He went, at a school bus. That's the one. No one with the school bus. So you're wanting me and David and John Wayne Gacy, who has apparently left his dungeon for the evening and is just hiding out in the school bus. You're wanting us to shack it up together over there? I didn't know what to do. And we were broke as convicts. And that is no offense to the convicts that we know.
You should have. We know some very fine convicts.
Yes,
And they
we do.
have a lot more
They have
money.
way
than-
more money
than we
than we
do.
had.
But you should have known when you said, what is the cost to say? Then they go, oh, nothing. You're going to do the river with us tomorrow. You just stay there, whatever. So
To me, it was a good deal.
we had to drive about 20 minutes back, maybe 25 minutes back
Yeah. To find a little cheap hotel.
to find out.
David and y'all, and I had tried so hard to be romantic. Okay. I had tried so hard for this to be romantic. And I was so defeated. I needed the next day to go really, really well because he was giving me all sorts of grief about it.
The night did go well. I mean, the night did go
First of
well.
all.
I will say it wasn't just the bed bugs that were biting.
He's not lying. I like it's a nibble. David finished.
What was it?
Don't edit that out. People will appreciate the
What
laugh.
was there? So we stayed at Motel.
Motel.
It wasn't even a Holiday Inn, but we did not act up. Our friends didn't act up next day after a good night's sleep.
What is our
we-
friends acting up?
Hotel, Motel, Holiday Inn. If your friend starts acting up, if your girl starts acting up,
That doesn't rhyme.
it does rhyme because it was a very big song. We got up the next morning. We went to raft the Ocoee. It has class 4 rapids. So, I mean, it's like legitimate whitewater rafting.
I mean, you're going to temp over.
Our guide gave us a lot of confidence. Speaking of convicts, our guide gave a lot of
He's not kidding.
gave us a lot of confidence because first of all, he reeked of the Mary Jane. And,
He reeked of the cannabis plants.
and-
No, he reeked of it.
and then he said, normally I go to Colorado this time of year, but the state of Tennessee has asked me to stay close.
That's what he said to us. And I said back, I wonder if his father's in politics. I wonder if that's what that means. And David said, it actually means the exact opposite of that. I was like, why would the Tennessee ask him to stay close? Does he have family in politics? David's like, he is on the run from the law and they need him to stay close. He was, what's the opposite of low? The entire time our lives were at risk on the river.
I will tell you though, as far as a river guide goes, he was incredible.
They usually are. Now, I'm not saying anything bad. If your kid, you're listening to this, your brother is a river rat, then they know the water. They know the turns. And he would be like this. Yo, dudes. Literally in like a block down here. You're going to meet a rapid on your right side. Take your sunglasses off on your right side. And it's going to get noisy for you guys. And then he put his sunglasses back on and fall asleep. And then he would be right. We would all tump out. And then he would just sit there and wait for it.
I actually don't remember we tumping out that first trip. I remember we got at one point when he said, do you want to swim?
We tumped over.
We did.
And you know, the rule is if you tump over when you're doing river rapids,
feet up,
immediately get your feet up because you don't want it to. You ain't never seen a fat girl put her feet up so fast in all your life. David was like, dang. I mean, I didn't want to die. I mean, my feet were like, so, well, we had a great time.
We really did.
And we ended up doing the Ocoee 2 or 3 more times. Once with my family, once with our Sunday school class.
With some couples.
Once we
did, I think 4 times.
Once we knew we could do it, like we loved it. And it can be kind of strenuous, but it was so much fun. The Ocoee is certainly more strenuous than most places. That's where they filmed the Olympics. That's where post-production was for the Olympics.
The only thing I do remember, and maybe it was because we fell out the first time, the only thing I remember every time we did the Ocoee, I was always nervous I was going to get tumped out because I constantly, the slightest little bump, I would go like this. I would try to get a hold of her so she either wouldn't go out, or if she did go out, I would be going with her. And so I felt like I wasn't always doing my job, or I wasn't securing myself. I was worried about if something was going to happen to her. And I don't think it was on that first trip, but it was on the second trip that our next river rat asked that all important question right before the power plant.
What?
Does anyone want to ride the bull?
Oh, that's right. Which means
that was like the next time.
Yeah, wasn't it? Which means you get out from your seat, you go sit on the edge of the boat where the boat goes like this, and you are sitting up on the top. You hold on to a rope
going around.
And you ride the bull. Yeah, you have to hold it like this.
It's the roughest part of the entire ride.
And I said I would do it. And the picture that they tried to get us to buy, we never could buy the pictures. We were too broke. And that makes me really sad because there were some great pictures. But when we saw it, it was just my 2 legs were straight up in the air. But I say all that to say, this past week, or whenever you're listening to this, David and I were invited to a very small, intimate wedding of our best friend's daughter. Our best friend's daughter, we watched this child grow up her whole life. She got married, and they decided that they were going to have the wedding at Sundance in Utah. And, you know, Sundance is known as the big Robert Redford Film Festival of Sundance, and it's an absolutely gorgeous resort there. And it's all very recreational. There's lots of hiking, lots of biking, lots of ski lifts, and
it's also very natural, like authentic, like things are nice there. I'm not saying that it's not nice, but it's not like a polished,
resort,
fancy resort as far as that.
We stayed in a cabin that was very nice with zero internet. But anyway, one of the days, because it was a destination wedding, and we're going to talk more about destination weddings after we come back from the break. But one of the things that was really cool, I had never been to a destination wedding before, not ever. And it was really cool because the family had things planned throughout the 4-day stay that you were there. One day we went river rafting. One day we had a huge meal at their favorite restaurant together. So there was activities to do, which was really cool to me because it was such an intimate group. And so the people that were there were some of our closest friends, and that made it all the more fun. But one particular day, we all went tubing. Well, you have to know, David and I are professionals in the whitewater scene, okay? I'm surprised that that the river rats there that run the show at the outfitter weren't like, we've heard of y'all, okay? But we all went tubing. Now, the interesting thing about this is we've gone tubing in Utah with this exact family before. In fact, that's how they knew they loved it, because they'd been with the Radkes on the water. And they said there was nothing better than the last time we went on the water with the Radkes. Let's do it again for the wedding.
Because in essence, we were the river rats that day.
That's right. That's right. So we go tubing. Now, tubing is different than whitewater rafting. Whitewater rafting, there's 6 to 8 in a boat. You're managing the rapids yourself. The tubing is honestly pretty relaxed. There were many times that I was just laying back and look at the scenery, and I was thanking God for the mountains and the beautiful weather and the bride and the groom and just the fun. It wasn't strenuous. But I say all that to say this.
I'll say we were doing the tubing on the Provo River, and at least in that section, I don't know how the classification goes. If it's classified at all, it would be like a class 1. Like it's not ever.
Not right now. Oh, I don't know what that classification is. But if it's
saying, if you were to tube the Ocoee, you might die. Not die, but it would be strenuous.
But you're right. Okay. Where we were, it was a 2-hour float. And yes, there were a couple of times that the rapids were strong, but I would say 75% of the time they weren't at all. Granted, you have to remember, you also have the edge of the river, which I hit, I would say no less than 38, 39 times. I hit the edge of a river. Limbs would just go through my hair, and I would be like, not the face, not my face. That's my moneymaker. But
I believe I hit the side once, possibly twice.
The thing is that I wanted David to interlock his feet with me. And so at one point he did. He came up under my tube and he interlocked his feet so that we could float together. Y'all, it wasn't 6 minutes we'd been going down that river till he was like, I've got to push off of you. I've got to push off of you. And I said, why are you trying to push off of me? This is really nice. And his words were, you don't do anything. And I said,
that's why you kept running into the side.
Stop. I said, what? You don't do anything. What does that even mean? You don't fan your arms or do anything. You don't scoop up water left to back to right. I said, David, this is supposed to be enjoyable. Look at all the people around us. They are like laid back. I mean, the father of the bride was like this in his tube. My dad is 73 and he's laid back in his tube.
Your dad was not laid back. He was the only one that brought a collapsible paddle, and the whole 2 hours he was going.
Dave, what was there to do? And this is what I said about it. Listen in. Here we go. David, I believe in my heart that you're looking at your inner tube bride the same way you look with your walk with Christ. You're trying to do something and you just need to lay back and let it take you where it's going to take you. Quit fighting it, David. It's like your walk with Christ, and you don't need to do anything. You just need to lay back and let it happen and know that God's your inner tube and he's got you, David. That's what I said to him on the water. Does that sound nice? Would you like to know his reply? I'd rather God be my inner tube than be locked into you.
Actually, that's terrible theology that you just shared with everyone.
So
we don't just lay back and let God do everything. We got a couple of steps. We got a couple of steps that we're supposed to take.
Okay, I think y'all know what my theology.
I know what your theology is.
Yes, you do. Okay, that is my theology. You're right. It's not perfect, but I'm just saying, my Lord, it was a recreational tubing down the river. I don't understand. First of all, why you can't take care of me? Why you can't do something?
Because it took some effort. You have to go the arms behind you. It doesn't work as well this way. You got to go with your arms behind you. And as you're looking at the river, you'll see there's a massive rock here, or that's a really rough rapid. I'm going to go this side where it's not as rough. And I don't want to slam into the side. I seriously think once, maybe twice did I hit the side, and I know one of them was with you. Because you were just like this.
I'm going to tell y'all something. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you a truth, David, and I don't want it to cause a fight. I don't enjoy being on a tube, being, I would say, 30 yards ahead of you and hearing this. Like, I'm wanting to enjoy myself. David, I was praying and praising the Lord for the mountains and for the scenery and for the bride and groom. I was singing worship songs in my head, and then I would hear this. Melissa, you're going to go to the right. You're going to go to the fine. You don't want to go to the right? Not my problem. I don't need you to direct me from that far back. So one time I held onto a tree branch just to let you pass me. And even when you were 30 yards in front, you'd whip your little self around and say, hey, that's a pretty rough raft, but I don't think you're going to want to be able to take it if I know you.
And for anyone that was on the river with us that day knows that's exactly.
That is exactly. We will have my dad come in here and be interviewed, and he will tell you, except he's deaf. He can't hear a thing. Y'all, I hope you've enjoyed that little rundown of our week at the wedding, but we're not done. We got some more stuff we want to talk to you about. We'll do it right after this.
The Radke Show is being brought to you today by Melissa's new book, Chicken Fried Women: Friendship, Kinship, and the Women Who Made Us This Way. This book is a love letter to the Southern women who raised Melissa, scolded Melissa, and taught her how to make gossip sound like a prayer request. It's her most hilarious book yet, and it's available right now wherever books are sold. All right, back to the show.
Welcome back, everybody. One of the days that we were at the wedding, a whole big group of us traveled into Provo and went to a place called Ma's Pizza. Shout out Ma's Pizza. And we had a discussion while we were there about the Jeff Bezos wedding. Now, if you remember correctly, Jeff Bezos married Lauren Sanchez a couple of weeks ago. And what he did, it was a destination wedding as well in Paris, Venice. Okay. In Venice. And David and his good buddy Jeremy did a little math one day about the Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez wedding, which was estimated to have cost $22 million. And I say all that because while we were sitting at Ma's Pizza with our friends for this wedding, you explained the math to the people sitting there at the table, and they were amazed by it. I couldn't possibly explain it, but in slow motion, I want you to do it right now for our listeners.
I wish I would have had our rundown here because I would have got the actual numbers, but I know the rough numbers. So Jeff Bezos spent $22 million on his wedding.
Dang.
You start to run some numbers by going, okay, well, Jeff Bezos is worth 200 billion with a B, 200 billion.
He's worth that.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
So I want to say that equates to like 0.008% of what his worth is. So what we did the calculation on is, okay, what if somebody makes $75,000 a year? What would they spend on a wedding compared to Jeff Bezos?
If Jeff Bezos is worth 200 billion and he spent 22 million, what does that accumulate to someone who is worth 75,000 and they spend on a wedding?
Yes. And I was thinking annual salary, but yes, I mean, roughly the same difference. But when you put that 0.008, I believe that's right. Do you know how much compared to what Jeff Bezos spent? If somebody made $75,000 a year, how much they would spend to be the equivalent
on a wedding?
Mm-hmm.
I know only because you said it that day at the pizza place, and I was like, "What?" And I will never forget when you said the number. My girlfriend Ashley, she literally went like this, "No." And I don't know why she reacted like that. Like she shook her head.
It would be like you spent $7 on the wedding. $7. So in a lot of people's lives, they spend what Jeff Bezos spent on his wedding. In their life, they spend that every day at Starbucks or Sip or Sonic or wherever.
Mm-hmm. So, in other words, $2 million for Jeff Bezos is a drop in the proverbial bucket.
Yeah. So
look, as y'all know, David and I, we make tons of money. You can't compare yourself to us. It's like it grows on trees around here. Okay. But $7 would kind of be a drop in the bucket. It would also not cover anything for Remy's wedding or Rocco's wedding. It wouldn't cover anything.
I don't even think it would cover the marriage license, would it?
That's a great question. I don't know. Did we get
$7?
one of those? I don't remember. But
If we didn't, I'm out.
I was just stunned by that. And Jeff Bezos at his destination wedding, he had three backup destinations.
Venues, yeah.
Backup venues. So if Sage and Cade were going to get married on a mountain in Sundance, which is the wedding that we went to, and it rained, we're fresh out of luck. Now it didn't. Oh my Lord, the weather was perfect. But had it rained, we'd be fresh out of luck. That family didn't book 3 other backup venues that all just shut down for the day and didn't allow people into the museum or whatever it was.
Now, and their backup plan wasn't weather related. I think it was
paparazzi
related. Yeah.
Okay. It brings me to the concept, though, of destination weddings. David, I want to know, if you had to have a destination wedding, where would you do it? A lot of times so in this instance that we were just at, this was a destination wedding that was special to the bride and groom. The bride has grown up going up there to Utah for mountain biking and hiking every summer for the past many, many summers of her life. So that is a special place to her. When she started dating him, she started taking him. So it meant something to them. Some people have a wedding in Mexico. Mexico means nothing. It's just beautiful and the white sand and the blue waters, yada, yada. What about you? Where would you choose?
Well, I know you're going to boo me over this, but I would take the money from the wedding.
Oh, I hate it when you say this, David.
I would put it toward a house, and then I would have the wedding in the backyard of my new house.
David, that is so repellent. Your streamlined approach to cost efficiency and being mature is repugnant.
I will say this: we had a destination renewing of our vows. We did that with our friends in Maui, and so I enjoyed that very much. So,
but David has said, I would take every bit of money that your parents spent, Melissa, because as you know, it's kind of customary for brides' parents to pay for wedding. I would take every bit of money that they'd spent, and I would just say to them, can y'all just give that to us and just let us start our life with a leg up? And that just absolutely kills me when he says that, because as a woman, I'm like, no, I want a destination wedding. But I do have to say, because you and I have moment of transparency here, because you and I have always been behind the curve financially. We're always fighting to keep up with our finances. We just were not wise at all.
We're like tubing down the financial river.
And I just want to lay back and do nothing.
And you don't do nothing.
I do wish we had that leg up.
Yeah. Imagine, and not all these were even around 30 years ago. Some of them were, but imagine if 30 years ago, you took whatever that money, I'm not ever going to run these numbers because it will make me cry. If you took whatever the money is
that was spent, my wedding cost. I know how much my wedding cost.
If we took that money and you divided it up into...
Dude, you have a pen and paper right there, nerd.
Oh my Lord, I can't. But
do it.
I don't know the growth rate and all this, but I'm saying
true.
If you took that money and you invested it, Apple, Google.
No, David, I want to invest in
Amazon.
Cinemark. I really feel like movie theaters and newspapers, they're on the way up.
I want to put it all on Movie Pass. No, but if you took the 3 or 4 biggest, companies, or even the 2 or 3 biggest growth sectors, how much money would you have today? It would make me nauseous.
It probably would.
It would make me nauseous.
It probably would. Okay, so since you wouldn't have a destination wedding, you would have a.
But I said I enjoyed our destination renewing of our vows.
I will tell you, if I was 20 all over again and getting married, of course, I loved the wedding we were just at, but Jenna Bush Hager had a write-up in People magazine when she got married, and I will never forget, every single thing about it was something I loved. It was in the Texas Hill Country.
I was just going to guess that had to be where
it was in the Texas Hill Country. She carried wildflowers. She had an altar that they had made out of stone. They had had chiseled it out of stone. So it was this big stone altar. I just loved every single thing about that wedding. And I was like, oh, if I could redo it.
And it had to be either in the fall or spring, or otherwise everyone would have
Died.
had.
Absolutely. That was really beautiful. That would be a beautiful destination wedding. But other than that, there really isn't a place that I grew up going to that would be special. There is a place that my children have grown up going to. And I wonder, I hope they never listen to this.
Does Lake Tejas host weddings?
Lake Tejas is 30 minutes down the road from us, and people poop in it all the time. Yes, they do, David.
No, they don't.
David, they poop in that water.
Well, I'm going to say this in front of everyone. You never should have pooped in that water. That's not a thing.
David, I was standing at the edge of Lake Tejas and a dirty diaper washed up. Our kids are not getting married. They don't know how much, no matter how much you want them to.
What if I give them a lake house on Lake Tejas?
Oh, it's going to be special, isn't it, when our kids get married? They do have a place, and I wonder, oh, Lord, will they want to have a destination wedding there? I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it'd be more likely just to be Remy, because Rocco's probably going to defer to whatever
the wife wants.
Yeah.
The wife, yeah. All right.
I don't know. It might be a big deal. It might be a big deal to him, but
anyway, coming up, we have our little game, sketch, whatever you call it, fun moment between David and I, and it has to do with what we're talking about right now.
But as we go to this next break, hey, let us know in the comments, where did you have your destination wedding, or where would you like to have your
I would
destination?
love to know where you would like to have your destination wedding. So add it in the comments. We'll talk to you soon right after this.
The Radke Show is being brought to you today by Melissa's new book, Chicken Fried Women: Friendship, Kinship, and the Women Who Made Us This Way. This book is a love letter to the Southern women who raised Melissa, scolded Melissa, and taught her how to make gossip sound like a prayer request. It's her most hilarious book yet, and it's available right now wherever books are sold. All right, back to the show.
Okay, we're back. And David, in accordance to what we've been talking about today, we're going to play a game. I think you all know this game. It's called Kiss, Marry, Kill. And because the world is huge and I could pick a million different people to put in this category for you, David, I have chosen I could have done female celebrities, female country stars, female soap opera stars. I could do people that we know, but I would worry that you wouldn't know them. I mean, so I'm going to go with.
And I don't ever suggest anyone do Kiss, Marry, Kill with people that you know. That can just.
I was actually going to do my cousin Meredith, my mama, and my Melba.
That's not good.
That would have been hysterical to know which one you would have killed, kissed, and married. You would have been up a creek on all three of those. Anyway, but instead I'm going to go with female comedians. I don't know why in the heck I came up with that one. And one of them, I cannot for the life of me remember her name. Okay? But here are the 3 female celebrities that you have to choose to kiss, marry, kill.
Okay.
The first one, her first name is Amy.
Amy Poehler, Amy Schumer.
Amy Schumer.
Okay.
I was going to say Shoemaker, and I knew that didn't seem right. Kiss, marry, kill. Amy Schumer. Kathy Griffin. Roseanne.
Boy, you gave me quite the.
I did. I gave you the haul, didn't I? I would go with a hall pass with one of them. Kiss, marry, kill. And if you need to see a recent picture of Kathy Griffin, I'd be glad to find one for you, because I just saw it the other day.
Goodness gracious. You've given me like the, what is it? Sophie's Choice? What does that mean? What is that?
Sophie's Choice is when a woman had to choose which one to leave behind enemy lines, David.
Oh.
Meryl Streep had to choose one of her children.
Could I leave all 3 of them behind?
No, you can't.
Okay. This is very begrudging, because I hate to kill anyone, and I wouldn't kiss or marry any of them if I didn't have a gun to my head. I would say, how do I do it in the order?
Kiss, marry, kill.
What are the 3 again?
David, Amy Schumer, Kathy Griffin, Roseanne.
Okay. I would kiss Amy Schumer. I would marry Roseanne. I would kill Kathy.
I am stunned at this. I am completely and utterly stunned at this. I honestly would have thought it would be the reverse for Roseanne and Kathy Griffin. Kiss Kathy Griffin just to get it over with. Marry Amy Schumer, Nancy Kerrigan, Roseanne Barr.
Yeah, I don't care for Kathy Griffin. And the reason why I chose Roseanne, she is the eldest, so I thought I'm have the shortest marriage.
Shortest relationship. Okay, what's mine? What's mine?
I had to round down because I was afraid I wouldn't remember. All right, kiss, marry, kill.
What is the genre?
I did comedians because I
you
heard you say that, so I thought I'd keep it.
Oh, okay.
in that way. So, here are the three for you. Pete Holmes.
Who's that? Pete Holmes.
Yeah.
You mean Pete Davidson?
No, Pete Holmes.
Pete Holmes. We don't know if he's a Christian or not, but he talks about God.
I'm-
Pete Holmes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He looks like kind of a nerdy guy you would have gone to high school with. Okay.
He looks like he'd be a cousin to Jack Tripper.
Yes, he does, David.
Who does this next guy look like a cousin of? Zach Galifianakis
Mad at me tonight, aren't you?
and John Mulaney.
Mercies. This isn't even hard. I would kiss Zach Galifianakis.
Really?
Yeah, it wouldn't be long, and I would love to hear what his reply would be.
When people kiss, they're not replying just because they're using their tongue.
No. Okay, first of all, Herv, not everybody uses their tongue when they kiss. I guarantee you my parents have never done that, okay? Listen, I would want to kiss Zach Galifianakis because I think his reply would be really funny. And he might just look at me and be like, we're the three best friends that anyone could have. You remember he sang that in Hangover? Okay, I'd kiss him. I would kill Pete Holmes because what's he bring to the table? What's he bring to the table? I don't know much about
He's
him.
funny. He's nice.
I would marry John Mulaney. He would crack me up all the time, but he has an addiction problem. And with that comes a lot of trouble. But he is so funny to me. And I would think he would just be funny in real life. Also, he's very creative. His show on Netflix, Tonight Live with John Mulaney or whatever, he's good. And so I would marry him.
Okay, I know we're going off script here.
Oh, David.
But let me do it again. Let me do it again with your three heavyweights.
Okay. I don't know who.
Kiss, marry.
I know two of the three that you'll say. I don't know the third one.
Kiss, marry, kill.
Oh, gosh. And sometimes it's harder when he does give me the biggies. You know what I'm saying?
Jerry Seinfeld. Conan O'Brien.
Oh!
David Letterman.
I thought you were going to say Nate. Those are the three heavyweights for me.
You've always loved David Letterman.
I have, but he looks like he's parting the Red Sea every single time I see him. So without a doubt, I will kiss Jerry Seinfeld. Absolutely. He won't like it. I won't like it. He'll tell me why he doesn't like it. He'll move on. I will kill David Letterman, but I will live the rest of my life happily with Conan O'Brien. He will love me and I will love him. And in the winter time, his hair will keep us warm.
Even without Jerry's money.
Hey, first of all, Conan ain't on a budget.
Conan's not on a budget by any means, but he ain't got Jerry money.
He ain't got Jerry money. You are right about that. But I don't think Jerry would be fun to be married to at all. There's so much cynicism. It's like, what's the deal with this? And what's the deal with that? Now, I can give you three heavyweights. But honestly, when it comes to female comedians, I don't know. I mean, because I don't really know. Like, to me, female comedians, it would be Leanne Morgan, Mindy Kaling, and Tina Fey. Those are the three heavies for me. I know what he'll say.
Well, if Leanne was just a touch younger, I'd say marry Leanne.
I love you, honey, but she ain't that much older than you. You refuse to look in a mirror and accept your age.
No, I look in a mirror.
And I look good in a mirror.
Okay, Leanne.
Mindy and Tina. He's going to kiss Mindy. No, he's not. He's going to kill Mindy. He's going to kiss Leanne. He's going to marry Tina.
Yeah, it's a tough one on Tina and Leanne. I think, again, I do feel like I'm a little younger, although I think she's talked about being a cougar before. I might say Leanne. Kiss Tina, marry Leanne. I'm sorry, Mindy. I love her too.
But it would just look like it would, she's, I don't know how much younger she is than us. I don't know. Maybe that's weird. Okay, that was great. Hey, listen, you guys, thank y'all for sticking with us as we talk about the wedding. We actually have a follow-up to this podcast that we're going to be doing, where the entire podcast is going to be things that my parents said to me on said wedding trip. We're going to expose all the things that my mother said to me.
You will not want to miss it. To make sure you don't miss it, make sure that you like and subscribe. Whenever you watch podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts, be sure to like and subscribe. Leave us a great review. If you can count to 5, if you can't count to 5, we'd prefer you not leave anything. Follow us so you always know what's going on, even when we do little special episodes and things like that. So,
All right, I got to go. The train's pulling up and I'm the caboose. Bye, everybody.
doop, doop.
Thanks for listening to this episode of The Radke Show. We're going to end now so that you can go and love on your people. Till next time.